Hello, boys, and welcome to the fourth episode of our Blender tutorial series. Today, we're gonna throw together a quick and simple, uh, what's it called, GFX render, like a sci-fi render with like a mountain and some cool wireframe stuff. Um, this is a reference from my Instagram. I'm gonna just pull up real quick. So here we are in Blender 2.8, and I'm gonna just quickly pull up my Instagram. Here it is. Um, it's great. My Instagram, Franz, FXANZ4D. You can pull me up and look at my designs. I have everything from when I started on here. Um, there's not everything on here. There's some work that's private, like covers for music and stuff. But today we're gonna try recreating this. We're gonna keep it simple and just make the mountain, the water, and the cube with the wireframe. We might also get the square, but doing these things, we could also do that, but that would take a little bit longer. We'll just keep it simple, and yeah, let's jump right into it. So I got my Blender open, got my render server running, and I'm gonna go and change my render into Octane, get rid of the default cube, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press Shift A and get a plane in here and scale it 5. I'll delete my light and open up a new window up here and go into my shader editor, click a new, and I'll call this mountain. And you see how you can change this, so you start off with a glossy material instead of a universal material that like goes off the screen the entire time. It's really easy to set the default node that is created when you create a new material. You basically just go to Edit, Preferences. Let me just readjust my microphone. There we go. Add-ons. You search up Octane. Click on here. Click on the drop-down window. And right down, it says right here, default material. You click on Glossy instead of the universal one that is right there. Just click on Glossy. Click down here, save preferences, close out of it, restart your Blender, and boom, you got it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna import our mountain textures. These mountain textures will, as always, be linked in the description. And yeah, I'll see you back in the folder. There we go. Here we are in our folder, and I'm going to link all the textures that I'll be using in the description. I'll be using the mountain's normal, the mountain's diffuse, and the mountain's depth. I'll be linking all these 3 in the description. So let's pull them up. I got the diffuse, the normal, and the depth. Boom. Let's readjust them. So depth, normal goes here, depth, diffuse. There we go. Search and get a texture displacement. Plop it right here. Plop it to 8K. Plug our depth into our texture, and our out displacement into our displacement. I'm just putting these over. Organize it. The normal goes into normal, and the diffuse into diffuse. I'll click on the render button up here to look at our render, so we can apply our material on our render right here. So let's get that real quick. Wait until it's updated. There we go. And you see there's no displacement. We're gonna ramp up our displacement first, so let's get this to like 0.5, I think is, yeah, that's Gucci. Maybe a little bit less even. Hold down Shift to just edit it in small distances. Like if you don't hold Shift and you just drag it, it just goes really fast and changes a lot, as you can see. But if you hold down Shift, it changes slowly. So let's put it to about there. Yeah, that looks good. So position the camera about right there and get our camera. So press Control Alt and 0 to move our camera where we're watching. And I'll just quickly change the resolution to 1500 pixels. You don't have to do it. You can just leave it at the normal resolution for a desktop. I would recommend going with this, but in my case, I'll be going with 1920 by 1080 because this is going to be a thumbnail, so not 1980, 19 what am I talking? Okay, there you go. Good. So let's click on our camera on the rim right here. Press R twice, hold down shift, and then move our mouse to adjust it a bit. And let's hop out of it. Click on it. Shift, space, and G. Move it back a bit. And when you press 0 on the numlock, on the numpad, you hop back into it. So this is okay. Let's move it down a bit. You can press Shift and the tilde key to go into the orientation mode. Really easy then. So yeah, I'll keep it like this. This looks really good. Let's play around with our texture a bit more. Let's go to our plane. It's actually called the plane mountain, and get our diffuse. Let's turn the gamma. Just turn it up a tiny bit, like that. Just like 3 is good. Get more of the black from the mountain. If you put it to 2.2, you see the mountain is really like, it's kind of blue, kind of grayish. But if you put this to like 3 or even 3.5, should be good. You should get some really like black stone, which looks good. I will angle the camera a bit more up and a bit more down, just like that, to get that globe. And then I will get a plane. So we're going to press Shift A and get a plane again, and scale this up to 5 and move it up a bit so we have that as our water. Oops, what did it do? Duplicated though. What? Oh no, it didn't. What did I do? Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't select the plane. What is it doing? Select the plane. Plane. Thank you. Okay, so move it up. So we get some, this is going to be our water. So back into our view. Yeah, that looks good. Let's even scale that 5 again. Yeah, it looks good. That looks good. That's great. It's giant though. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now we have our mountain and the water. So let's work on the water. It's really easy. I'll just rename this and get a new material. It's gonna be, we're gonna use a glossy. Reference, we're going to turn that down to 0 so you can see it's getting some reflections. And I'll use a glossy. You don't have to use a glossy. You can use a specular, but glossy, it just renders faster and almost gives you the same results when you don't have any like really like bright light in your scene. So let's click on glossy material. Press Shift A, search for S to search, and then we're gonna type Octane. Can type. Oops. Object data. It's actually not Octane. It's just called noise, I guess. Yeah, it's just called noise. In Cinema 4D, it's called Octane noise. But here, just type noise texture, and you'll get this. And just plug that into our bump, and you'll instantly get some good ripples that will actually like the default ripples. Just plugging this noise in will give you the best result you can have. And I'll change the diffuse to black to get this water look. So I'm quite satisfied with this. So you could leave it like this. I think this looks like medium cool, if that's the thing. Okay, so let's hop in and make our wireframe sphere. So let's press Shift A and get a UV sphere in here, and click down on the UV sphere properties right down here. We're gonna go to segments. We're gonna put that to like 35 and put the second segments, the rings, also to 35 and hit enter. And now we're gonna click on our sphere up here again and move it up to about there. Yeah, that looks good. Move it down a bit more. Get back in. Yeah. So now getting the wireframe. It's actually also really easy. So just click on the ball, click on over here on the modifier properties, click on it, add modifier, and there is a modifier called wireframe somewhere in here. I haven't used Blender for a long time, so don't judge me. There it is, wireframe. Click on it, and boom, we get our wireframe. And these are a lot of wires, so let's actually delete the sphere, and here, sphere, right click, delete, and get a new sphere. I don't really like, oops, that's a circle. I don't really like how Blender handles like geometry, because in Cinema 4D you can just, whenever you want to, you're like, okay, I want to have more segments now. You can change it, and it will readjust the UV map. It's really cool. But in Blender, you have to set the segments and the rings when you spawn it in, and when you click away, and now you have your sphere, you'll never be able to change how many vertices this has. You will never be able to change it, and you can just only delete it and make a new one, and just like for example here it's on the map, so I can't really see, so I really have to like just what's it called, just guess what looks good, which is kind of bad in my opinion. I don't like, that's one thing I really don't like about Blender. So you really just have to wing it, and I think I just got it really, yeah, just have to wing it. That's what that was the word that I was searching for. This looks no, we're gonna gotta get another one. So delete it, get a new one, UV sphere, and oh, we can actually see it back here. So I think 20 on this should also be good. Even maybe even 15. Yeah, 15, 20 on the segments and 15 rings. Should be fine, should give you a good result, I think. So let's see. Yeah, it looks good. Let's adjust it, put it where we want to have it, and then go to our modifiers and add a wireframe. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Yeah, that's perfect. So 20 on the segments and 15 on the rings, and you will get the almost the same result as in the render, in my render. So let's see. Let's move this a little bit to the front, back, and then we'll turn the thickness down a bit. So let's hold Shift, thickness, and drag on it lightly until we get it really, really, really thin. So let's zoom in actually and make it really thin. So it's like this, really thin wireframe. And let's rotate it. So Shift space, rotate. Rotate it backwards, sidewards a bit, like that, like a globe. Yeah, that looks fine. So let's hop back in here. Yes, that's perfect. I don't think you can really see it on the render, on the video. So let's get the emission material ready for this. So let's click on New and delete our glossy material and get Shift A, search, diffuse material, plug it into our surface and get a black body emission. Also plug that into our emission. Now press Shift A again and S and search for RGB spectrum text. Plug that into our texture, and I'll make this some sweet red, like that. Some red that is fading over. Not too much though. Just a tiny bit. Yes, that's what they were going for. So let's actually make the wireframe a little bit thinner, just like that, and apply our wireframe. Now, we will, no, actually don't apply it, so we can change it afterwards. Turn on surface brightness and turn on the power to like 50. Just to regulate it, just to have a little bit more control on our scene. And yeah, so let's get the square ready that we had in our background. So let's hop out here and make the square. It's really easy. Just press Shift A, go to where is it? Our plane right here, and get a plane. What did it do? Why did it remove the water? That's so weird. Wait, what? Wait, undo. Dude, it's undoing that. That's so weird. Why did it remove the water? Okay, I guess I don't think that happened to you, so just wait until I catch up so you can follow again. Let me just not make it that big. I hope that didn't happen to you. If so, just catch up again and click on our water and click on the drop down window if that happened to you and select the material that had our water. Let's actually call this water so we can a little bit more control, just like that. So you're back. And what we can do now is back to our square. So let's add in a plane. Yes, now it didn't do it. So let's rotate it. Rotate it by 90 degrees on that angle. What's also a bummer in Blender, I think, is that when you rotate something and you hold down shift, it just rotates it slower, which is okay. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, it's handy sometimes, but I would really like it to snap. And I actually think I got it to snap there. Yeah, you can actually snap it. Oh, that's a tiny grid though. If you want to rotate something, 90, 0. Okay, yeah, it's meh. Yeah, okay. Just hold down control to snap in tiny portions. I don't know if you can scale it up or anything, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We gotta rotate it. So, let's actually work on our plane here. So, just I think it's called when you press. Oh, you gotta go to up here and go edit mode. Now, when you press I, you can zoom in a bit and inset it. So, press here, just click on the plane, press tab, and press I. And then you get this little, like, line. And then you just go to the middle. As you can see, it makes another tiny square inside the square. And we want it to be about this big, like that, just like that. And what we now do is right-click, and no, not right-click. We hit delete and delete faces. And now we only have this this portrait. And we click on our plane right here, and what we can add to make it thicker, because it's just like a tiny plane, we can go to our modifiers, add modifier, and add a solidify. There it is, and make it just eyeball it as thick as this. So just eyeball it a little bit thicker. That should be good. So we can apply that, because we don't need to change it. So let's rotate it so it faces up using the snapping thing. I think that should be 90. Yeah, it's 40. Yeah, it's 45. Okay. Now we will shift space and G and reposition this. Let's hop into our camera. Reposition this. Actually, scale it a bit more. Just like that. And to move it so it's just like the render. Yeah, it looks good. And now on our on this plane right here, we'll also apply this material again, the glow material. Let's actually call this glow. And yes, now we have it applied on both of them. Yeah, let's actually get our scene to be dark. So how we do that is by going to our world properties right here, clicking on daylight environment, and clicking on texture environment right here. And this white texture, we'll just drag it down on the side to make it be dark. So now we can see that our red is actually has a lot of noise in it, so that means it's really a little bit too bright. Voice crack, a little too bright. Let's drag that down to 0 and see. Let's start playing around with it. And about that looks good. Let's actually make our wireframe a little bit thinner. Just like that. I don't even think you can make it thinner. Let's make it like really thin. Oh no, it actually gets thinner. Here. Not that thin though. Make it like this. Yeah. No, actually a little bit thicker. Here, you can copy my values. It's 0.0016. And yeah, this square here is kind of too thick. So I'll just make it light again, a little brighter so I can see better in the scene. Like that. And I'll actually redo this. So I'll be right back. I'll make it a little bit thinner so it's not that thick. I'll remake it. I'll be right back. So here I am back. I made it thinner. And yes, that's about it. So let's actually I think get some fog. I also have some fog in the other scene, so let's get fog in here. I actually noticed that you can instantly add fog. It's a newer way doing it in Octane in the newer versions. I haven't tried it out in Blender, but in Cinema 4D it's just like a little node you can click and it says add fog and you click it and it adds fog. It's really useful. Right here, it says medium right here and we can click on here and just add a scattering medium. No, a volume medium, I think. And then right here it already adds a volume for us in our entire scene and we can turn it down. And as you can see, it gives us some nice fog actually. But it's wait, no. It's is it scattering medium? Scattering medium. Let's see scattering medium. Yeah, I'm using a scattering medium. So let's put this to like 5 or even 10. And then I'll just make it light again a bit to get some what's it called? Some light. So I'll make another plane and move it over here. Move it like right here. And then rotate it so it faces that direction and just give it the same glow material. Let's turn on double-sided. Make it glow on both sides. And do the same thing. Copy and paste this. And move it over to here. And just rotate it just like that. So it faces this. But I think these are a little bit too dim. So how we can fix that? This is actually a little trick you guys don't know. If you're new to Blender, it's really useful. So when you have a material that is also applied to other materials, like if I change this power to 5 now, it changes the power of every material that has this, every object that has this material applied, because this material is global. Like if I change 5 here, it changes 5 on everything that has the material. Simple, right? And I think it was 3.6. I'm not sure. Let's see it. 3.2. So if you want this to make it to be a separate material, you can click on this little 4 up here. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but now this is a separate material on this thing, and now we can. This is called already glow 2, so that's handy. So let's make this 10, glow 10, or glow even maybe even 15, and go over to the other one and apply glow 2 on that too. So maybe make this. No, it's already so. So let's head back over here. Let's sneeze there. So let's go back to our world properties and make it dark. Yeah, I think that really gets the vibe. Let's maybe actually go to the water and turn our index up a bit so it's more reflective. Let's even turn it to 8. If we turn it down to 0, yeah, turn it up to 8. And I guess really reflective. What we can also do to make it more shiny is we can decrease the octaves. So if we put this to like 1, you see the waves get bigger. And if we put this to 5, you see the waves get more detailed. I really like it, so let's balance it between like 3 the omega, I'll put it to 0.25. So it's about half. So this is some nice water. And yeah, so we have our this right here. We have it. And yeah, actually, let's add those little pins that I had on there. Why not? So let's add them too. It's gonna be a long tutorial. Let's make it light a bit again. There be light. And let's add in a cylinder. And make the cylinder's radius, make it 1 centimeter. 0.1. No, 0.01. There we go. 1 centimeter. And maybe even lower. Like that. That's good. So let's get our cylinder. I'll just move it up a bit so we can see it. It's right there. Cylinder. So let's do the little trick with the empty. So let's actually, I think it was, no, wasn't that, what was it, to move the little thingy down here to the cylinder. Well, that's rendered view. We don't want that. It's everything. I'm just pressing random buttons on my keyboard. Yes, I've come to this. Oh no, I hit it. Okay. Yeah, no. Let's go to our cylinder and go to modifier properties, add, and go on a array. Do we add array? No, we add a bevel array. And relative offset. Let's see, where does it offset to? Okay, it offsets there. So this should be 0, and this right here, that's up. Oh, that's so weird. All these settings are different. Cinema. Okay, there we go. Put this, offset this to like 12.5. Yeah, looks good. And we can also, where does it go up? It's so weird. It goes up right there. So let's actually add 3 clones and to make them a little bit smaller. So go to this and go on Z, D, or whatever you want to call it. Make it like that, about like that, and go back to our modifier, and right here where at the bottom, just drag it up like this until we have the angle of this, so we can slap it on there. It's actually, yeah, it's spawned right on it, so that's handy. Let's just move it down. So move it down until it's on there. So just like that. So it's on the thing. And let's move this up. And this right here, we will adjust it so it's on the line. There we go. And I messed up. I gotta move this down. So let's put it about right there. Yeah, that's good. Let's click on the sticks and add our glow one. There we go. And we'll just copy these cylinders. So Control CV, move them over to the other side, and just put a minus in front. So here I am. Actually, I accidentally hit the stop recording button. So because I was trying to type in minus on the numpad, and minus is my stop recording button. So so here I am back. So we copied these over here, and then we went ahead and put a minus in front of them. There we go. Now I switched the keybinds. There we go. So put a minus in front of them, so it goes the other way, and it should make sense to you. So let's move them in a bit, just to like there, to give it some variance. That's even a word. So what we can do now is we can change the scale of them, just like that. And now tweak these values again to make it fit on the line. Let's put it on the line. And actually, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it pretty nice. So move that down. And here we go. We have it on there. So let's click on the line and see. It already has the red material applied. I know why. If it doesn't for you, just go up here and select the glow. There's so many glows. Holy crap. Oh, just copy because I copied and pasted the material. Doesn't matter. It should work for you. Like I did there. If you copy and paste them, it just copies and pastes the materials too, so that should be fine. Won't increase render time. I think so. But it shouldn't. If it would increase render time, it would be so small that you wouldn't even notice it. So yeah. Hop back into your camera and we see, yeah, it looks looking pretty nice. So what we can do now again is go back to our texture here and bump down this right here, the color, and maybe put some more fog, like 50. That's too much. 20, 15, 10. I think 12. Yeah, 12 is a good number. And then we can head over to our camera right here. And I'll be right back. I should actually save. So here I'm back. I just saved. Okay, so camera. Click on your camera. I'll just save again real quick. Camera. And go on the screen, little camera that pops up, the camera that pops up down there. So if you're like on an object or something, it's not there. It's gonna have these object data properties down here. So just click on your camera, and it's gonna have the camera properties. No, it's also object data properties, but it's gonna turn into a little camera. So we have that. So let's scroll down quite far and turn on Octane Camera Imager. Click that, turn it on. Exposure, turn that up to about 7. That should be fine. No, don't animate it. Delete keyframe. So just put it to 7 or even higher. Yeah, like 9. 9, that's good. 9.5. 9.5, that's good. So 9.5, put that to 9.5, and now down here, the Octane post-processing. That's our best friend if you want to make stuff look good. So check that puppy and put the bloom power to like 20. Ooh, yes, now we're getting that nice bloom. Maybe even more bloom. Yes, like that. The settings in here are different from the settings in Cinema 4D, so it gives you different stuff. So 150 is looking quite nice. It's really good. This is looking really good. And our glare power. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Put that to 50. And put the glare angle maybe like that. So it's at 60. 60. Or 0. Not 0. 1. Yeah, 1. And then maybe glare power a bit down so I can just barely see them. And put the glare right count to 2. I mean, this is up to you, but oh yeah, this looking nice. It's up to you. You just play around. You can copy my settings. They're right here. But it's up to you to like how you want to make it look. It's your render. You don't have to go with red. You could change the color to like blue or something, which would also look really nice. So yeah, let me just go down real quick down here. And somebody was asking me in the description of, I think, my last video, why if there's no denoiser in here, and there actually is. I was wrong. I think they added it. There's something called spectral AI denoiser. We can check enable denoising, and we can also check enable denoise volumes. So that's really, really, really handy. And yeah, so right here, Octane processing is good. I like how this turned out. It looks really nice. You can see how there's this weird stacking effect right here. Some artifacts, but these, they just show it in the preview. They will be gone in the final render. So let's save and actually final render this puppy. I'm really excited to upload this to YouTube to show you guys this. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, so it motivates me to make more stuff. If we can reach 500 subscribers, that would be my dream. Or if we could even go to 1,000, that would be so huge. 1,000 people following me. I'll really appreciate every single subscriber. I look up the names of every single subscriber because I get an email when somebody subscribes to my email, so to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, people. I appreciate it. Thank you for the second video I made, the node tutorial with the shitty render in the end. I'm really sorry. That's why I'm making this video. This is an amazing render that you can recreate really easy at home with your Blender, with your Octane that is free for Blender. If you don't know, check my first tutorial. I showed how to install this. So I'm leading you guys through this to make these amazing artworks. And yes, every single subscriber motivates me to make more. So don't forget to subscribe and also ring that bell so you get notified when I upload new stuff to recreate it. So let me shut up now. Let's render this. So how to render it? Really easy. First, we go over here. You set the resolution you want to have. I went with this because I want to have it as the thumbnail. And up here in our render properties, we will make this max sample is 500. Let's even turn it up to 700. It's really I see people going up to like 2,500. I was one of those guys that went up to 2,500 because I didn't know that there was this denoiser in Octane. So you really don't need that much samples with the AI denoiser because the AI denoiser is really flippin' good. So 700 samples should be fine. Yeah, just do it like that and go render and render image. Oh yeah, first you have to turn off the viewport because Octane for Blender for some reason can't render too. So just do it like this. It's gonna render your image, which is gonna look really nice. We can see it speeding through the renders. Oh yeah, this is looking really good. Looking really good. Oh yes. One more thing. I'm gonna close out of this, and I'm actually gonna go to my sphere and turn up the wireframe because I'm not satisfied with how thin that thing is. I actually made it too thin, so let's make it a little bit thicker. Go render image, and let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, way better. It's also giving us more bloom because it has a bigger surface now, and there's more glow distributed on it. Yes, this is looking really nice. To recreate this thing, please. Just recreating this thing can make you start doing. It's gonna motivate you and make you start making more. And you're gonna advance, make better stuff, make stuff that looks awesome. And that's what I did. I literally looked at like 3 tutorials of a YouTuber. He's a really good guy. I started out and his channel blew up. Like in a week he had like 3,000 subscribers, and I really want to show you guys how to do this, as I said. So this guy, he made 3 tutorials. I looked at 3 tutorials, and now I'm here and making this great stuff, this amazing stuff, working for a music label, making their backgrounds. It's so amazing, guys. Please make this, recreate it. Don't just look at it and be like, okay, yeah, let's recreate it. Actually follow this step by step. And yes, so as always, the files are going to be linked in the description. Just go up here, save as, and just put it where you want it. I'll just put it here as tutorial. This is part 4, and I'll save it as image, and boom, you have it saved. You have it in the folder where you put it. And yes, so as I said again, subscribe, like, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.